In this tutorial we'll be doing a spiral staircase, which is a second version to the one we did earlier. This one's more concentric and in line. And that's what we'll be making. Firstly, place down a cube in your edit box. Make sure it's aligned to grid. You'll see the numbers up here. Align it to grid. Now this step will be 3 meters long by 1 meter wide. So stretch it out, 3 meters long, 1 meter wide. So 3 meters long, 1 meter wide, and you'll notice that it's 500 thick. Just leave it at 500 thick for the moment. I'm just going to change the colour of that so it's easier to see, and take out the texture. You'll notice that the step is thinner here. That's because we made it taller than we needed it to be and shrunk it down. Now what I want you to do is right click on it and edit it. Now you need to copy this step. So hold it down Shift on your keyboard and drag it up until it matches the top of the second one. Make sure Snap on your edit box is clicked and snap to subunits, etc. You can change that to 0.100 or 0.05 is fine, and leave the others. Make sure opacity is on in the middle. Okay, keep on copying those steps. Make sure you use the grid if it'll let you. Keep on copying the steps. You don't have to copy each step. What you can do is select all the steps, holding down Shift, and drag that up, making sure they meet exactly. You do not want any overlap. I will just change the color of those. You'll see those are matched exactly. You'll notice if there's any overlap, you can see the flickering blue and green color there. So make sure they're exactly aligned. I'll just change the color back to those. You can make each of these steps a different color if you like, just to make it easier. Now depending on how many steps you want, we'll decide how tall the spiral staircase is. Okay, next step is to add a cylinder. Just add it to the left corner here. You want to drag that, we're on stretch both sides. Just stretch one side, stretch it up until it meets the top. Now you will want to make this a bit thinner. So stretch both sides. Make it as thin as you can. We'll just make it 50 if we can, if it'll let me. There we go. 0.5, 0.05, I apologise. Okay, now you'll want this to be exactly on the edge of this area here. So move that over. Move that over. You may have to get a bit closer. The closer you are, the more accurate the thing will go. Bit hard to see. Okay, that's pretty much in the middle. It'll usually light up a little bit. You'll see on the right side there it lit up a little bit. That means it's in the middle, or this piece you're using is in the middle. The same with that part. Okay, just change that colour to red. Okay, now you want your edit box to be on edit axis at root. Your red stick will be the root. Okay, selecting the second step and then hold shift and then select your rod piece. You can make this rod shorter if it's any easier for you, but hold down Control on your keyboard and rotate the step until it's on the edge of the other step. Okay, select the next step, hold shift, select the rod, rotate it, and keep on doing that until you get to the top. I'll just pause the video for a second till I've done all of those. Okay, there we have the staircase in a spiral. Now you notice that this top one isn't around directly facing the other way, so if you want to add more steps, just select the top one, hold down shift and raise it up to copy it, and we'll add a couple more. Okay, selecting your next step that you want to move, you can raise this rod up, just don't move it left or right. Select your step, hold shift, wrong step, next one, hold down Control for rotate. Okay, one more step should bring us around to even. And there we go. You'll notice that the step may not be exactly facing north-south or east-west. You see up the numbers here, the rotation is 185650. If we just rotate it by itself a bit and bring it to the south, you'll see it's at 180. You'll need to bring it back slightly and you'll need to bring it over slightly. We'll just get rid of that top step. Just select your top step and move it till it's approximately on the edge of the lower one. You can move this if you like. You notice this step is still not quite on the edge. You can select that, and depending on which way the green arrow is going, I call this minus green arrow and this part plus green arrow. So if you go to your Objects tab, I'll just take off highlight, go to your Objects tab and go to the green, just change this number to 40 and keep going down until you get to the edge. And there we go. Still a little bit off on that side, so you go minus red and plus red. We'll want minus red. And there we go. Now you'll have a spiral staircase. I'm just going to select them all for the moment just to change the texture. If you select them all and select texture and then texture here, click on your little eyedropper and click on the texture if you've already got one. Change the color to white. And there we have a spiral staircase. You'll have to adjust the textures a little bit on the faces that aren't quite correct. But there you have a spiral staircase. And if we move our little piece back here, we can use that as the center post. If you want to set a post, you'll have to scale that to size. Now, to bring it to the size that we need, I'll just use this other one. Let's say we wanted it at that height, depending on where the height of the next floor is, of course. You'll notice that's taller. Just select all of your pieces, select the top one, or unselect the top one and then select it again, and then click on link. You should have all your pieces selected there. Go to stretch, take off, stretch both sides, and just use one of the little white corner ones here, usually the one next to that's closest to it is a lot easier. I'll just move that to the other side just for the moment. Click on stretch and then grab one of your little corner pieces here and bring that down to where you need it, and you'll notice that's exactly the same height. Well, almost exactly the same height. Again, depends on where your floor will be. When you make the steps originally 500 thick, that's as thick as you will want them. You'll have to add more steps if you want more height, but don't make the steps any thicker than 500. Some avatars are small, some avatars are not. And there we have a spiral staircase. You can make these steps as long as you want, but don't have them any less than 1 meter wide. You'll see 1 meter wide is plenty. And there we go, that's the end of that tutorial.